Hello and welcome to Vintage Video, the first Wisconsin Grab Bag edition. I'm David Mossner. This episode looks at some serious stories from my time in Rock County, starting with the very serious issue of undrinkable water. 35 Janesville homes were affected, as you'll learn in the first story, then see the follow-up done several months later. There's a glitch at the start of the first story, which happened near Janesville's Riverside Park along the Rock River, where a local company was suspected of polluting local wells.
Jerry, I got some water for you.
And that's great news. Well water for anything.
It has been kind of a pain, and especially with me. I don't take showers and stuff, so I need bed baths, and I need a little more water than usual sometimes. So
the water is being paid for and delivered by Riverside Plating, the company thought responsible for the contamination. In addition, Riverside is helping pay laundromat bills and making arrangements with the Janesville YMCA for showering facilities.
The people down here need some help. Riverside Plating is a suspect in this situation. We also are looking at some other possible causes, but it's a PR situation, and it's also that they need help.
And how does Schwader feel about getting help from the company which may have caused the problem?
any help we can get.
The DNR is putting Janesville's application to bring water lines into this area on a fast track, and construction could be underway by December 1st. Water still won't be pumped through those pipes until mid-March. Until then, the 35 residents in this area will have to rely on the delivery truck to bring them their water. Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Janesville. Leslie Wallows lived here 30 years, drinking from his well until warned it was polluted and dangerous. Today, he hooked up with the city's water supply.
Finally. It's been a long time coming, so been waiting quite a while for it.
While the homeowners rejoice they can shower again, they're still concerned about the health impact of using the well water, believed to be contaminated with solvents from Riverside Plating.
I didn't know the water was contaminated, basically speaking, until they come up with it. So how long have I been drinking it? I don't know.
Next week, the DNR will start looking for answers, where the contamination started and how large an area it covers. Riverside Plating, if found liable, could be fined. It has been voluntarily supplying drinking and utility water to the neighborhood since late October. As the DNR totes up the contamination's cost to the environment, some homeowners are figuring too how to come up with $3,000 to $4,000 to pay for city water.
And some of these old people down here, including myself, need all the possible help we can get.
Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Janesville.
Water was a contentious issue in Edgerton when some rallied against a proposed city pool. Those favoring the pool stood in line the day it opened.
Opponents said it would ruin Central Park. They fought it at the box office, city hall, and in court, unsuccessfully. But despite the harsh and bitter debate that divided the city in the last city council election, Edgerton residents were waiting when it opened.
I think it's positive for the city, and I think people realize that it does dress up the park, and it's going to be something Edgerton can be really proud of.
On the site of Edgerton's old ball diamond, it's taking some residents time to get used to seeing the pool here.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
I think it's really nice. Very, well, I guess it's what we needed.
As the summer heats up, Edgerton expects to draw swimmers from around the area to the new pool, while in town, the long, hot debate is being replaced by a long, wet summer.
I haven't heard too much about it over the last 3-4 months. It's pretty much a dead issue. It's here and it's here to stay.
Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Edgerton.
Some of the issues which gained rightful attention recently have been around a while. I covered a protest where Beloit College students demanded more diversity in their curriculum.
It's your right. It's your education. That's right. And Beloit, you students of conscience, I am telling you that half an education is not.
The students believe the half they're missing can be found in books written by non-whites, in books they stacked on a table for today's rally, that students say could eliminate what they call institutional racism.
If academia, where tomorrow's leaders come to learn, won't work to abolish racism, who will?
Beloit College administrators agree with the demands, but say they can't legislate change.
As dean, as the academic dean, the possibility of me directing a faculty member to alter the way in which that course is taught is somewhere between remote and none.
But rallies and continuing pressure may force a change.
Keep the pressure on. Beloit faculty listen to students. All right. Yeah. I also urge my colleagues to have an open mind.
Yeah! That's right.
We are going to integrate for today, for tomorrow, for ourselves, for the world.
One professor says he hopes the issue of integration doesn't become a number-counting one, where so many books in each class have to be by a non-white author, because he says it's just not possible in some classes in the curriculum. Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Beloit College.
In 1990, no one expected marijuana to be legal in many of the United States, which is why it was news when $20 million of cultivated pot was cut down.
Narcotic agents cut down a small fortune of marijuana in this abandoned quarry. 10,000 plants, loaded with high-inducing THC. The Metro unit was told about this pot patch by an informant before the illegal drug gardeners could make their harvest.
They're going to be surprised. It's gonna hurt them, because they probably had a lot of money invested on, growing this here.
Drug agents say the price of marijuana on the streets is up around $85 a quarter ounce. The agents say this hillside alone could be worth as much as $20 million.
It's been a bumper crop year. It's been real moist this summer and hot in certain periods of time, and it's, as you can see here, some of these plants are 15, 16 foot tall.
The fact marijuana costs more now than a year ago offers a glimmer of hope to the guys on the front lines of the drug war.
I think it's real good news. Anytime there's an unavailability of drugs, it's showing that I think the nation's finally doing what it should do, and is trying to stop this stuff.
But the war's not over. Witt says there's at least 20 more pot patches in the county he wants to harvest before someone else does. Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Rock County.
The most difficult and worst story to cover while with Channel 3 involved a local man trying to elevate the local presence of the Ku Klux Klan, culminating in a rally in front of the Rock County Courthouse. My story was part of team coverage on that sad day in Janesville's history.
I'm Rock County reporter Dave Mossner. Rock County residents weren't the only ones responding to the Klan's visit. Some came from as far as Milwaukee, Minneapolis, and Chicago. Reaction was mixed. Loud.
KKK, it's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! KKK, it's got to go!
And soft.
Shall overcome someday.
I want to protest against the Klan. That's why I'm here.
A few showed support for the Klan.
KKK, we're here to stay!
One group, wearing masks, shouted down Rob's supporters in the crowd.
Fucking white united fight!
Some of those were arrested after surrounding a man. He was escorted out of the area by police. All told, 7 were taken into custody on disorderly conduct charges, only 2 from Janesville. The others arrested are from the Twin Cities, Milwaukee, Madison, and Plain, Wisconsin. Janesville's police chief says the event went about as well as expected, noisy, but fairly well controlled.
Peace, not hate! Peace, not hate!
At the bottom of the hill, away from the crowd, Janesville's Human Rights Council marched.
We are protesting peacefully and just offering our bodies and our presence to show that we oppose what this man and his organization stand for.
As much as they can come and burn crosses on your front lawn and terrorize your children, we have to come here and stop them from fighting, stop them from doing what they're trying to do here.
The Weber family came to watch, saddened by the sight they had hoped had vanished 20 years ago.
I'm against the KKK. I work with a bunch of blacks and different people, and I get along with everybody. But the KKK don't belong here.
Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Janesville.
Following that rally and others planned by the Klan, many in Janesville responded by trying to rebuild the city's image.
Janesville calls itself the City of Parks. But a Klan rally in one of those parks last May is beginning to give the city a different image, and residents don't like it.
I am concerned about Janesville getting that kind of publicity. Friends have been in other parts of the country and know that this is happening in Janesville, and that upsets me.
Officials here say the number of active Klan members in the area is small, but big enough to give Janesville a black eye. And a local talk show host says residents in this predominantly white city are tired of the Klan's antics.
The people who've been calling my show and the people that I talk to on the street are overwhelmingly opposed to this. They simply do not accept it. They're very upset that this kind of activity is going on here.
Hoping to counter the last Klan rally, opponents organized a giant party in the park. More than 1,200 people attended.
Unfortunately, I don't think that we can do anything to completely counter what is going on.
Klan leaders are already working on their next gathering in a Janesville park. This time, the unwelcome publicity could get a larger audience as the TV show Geraldo plans to be here for the next rally. Klan opponents believe the message of the KKK is doomed to fail, but Janesville's black eye from the Klan may take more time to fade. Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Janesville.
Volunteer firefighters had been on the scene a while when I arrived to cover the fire in a 100-year-old Footville landmark known as the Village Inn.
It looked for a while like the volunteer firefighters were beating the flames. But inside, in the nooks and crannies, the century-old building was giving in. Just after 7 o'clock, an hour and a half after firefighters arrived, flames shot through the roof. No one was inside when the fire started, and those fighting it suffered just a few minor burns. But it destroyed a Footville tradition, where a 16-ounce filet was just $8.95.
A lot of the local people come to eat, and we got business from all over Janesville, Broadhead area.
St. John bought the Village Inn 7 years ago, keeping the landmark and Footville's weekend nightlife alive.
It was originally a hotel. It was built to be a hotel, and now we've been running a restaurant. It's been a restaurant probably for the last 30, 40 years.
With the memories of the best steak dinners around going up in smoke, St. John promises to rebuild.
It would be very important. He had a very good business there. Very good place to eat.
An attraction and landmark, Footville hopes rises from the ashes to bring people back for the steak dinners that made it famous. Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Footville.
Fire didn't destroy the Cub Foods store in Beloit, but it did shut the business down several months. I was there as workers and store staff put the final touches on their brand new place.
Putting on the prices, stocking the shelves, and a few finishing dabs with a paintbrush are all that's left after a monstrous cleanup.
Basically had to clean the building top to bottom.
300 temporary workers joined the regular workforce in the project. All of the stuff on the shelves was thrown out and replaced with new products. The ceiling was cleaned by hand, an inch at a time.
The stock has been replaced entirely. We've painted the walls, put a new decor package in. Again, it does look just like a brand new store for us.
It reopens tomorrow. They're hoping customers return after being forced to go elsewhere.
I've met customers out on the street at other places, and they said they can't wait till we open up too. And they've sent cards and letters in and saying how much they've really missed us. And it's nice to know.
And knowing the customers are coming, Cubs baked a cake.
We'll say welcome back to Cub Foods on both ends.
Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Beloit.
The effort to keep our parks and roadsides clean is a never-ending job fighting litter and other trash. In Janesville's 4th annual Cleanup Day, I followed some Vietnam veterans as they cared for their piece of highway.
When Janesville started its Cleanup Day 4 years ago, local Vietnam veterans pitched in. They liked it so much, Chapter 236 adopted this stretch of Highway 51 North.
Every year we'll be out here cleaning a couple, 3 times a year and maintaining it.
Something to do, a lot of fun. You can talk with the guys and back and forth. yell at them, hey, pick that one up, pick this one up.
The volunteer cleaners say there seems to be less trash lining the road this year than last, but there's still too much.
It's terrible, really, you know. We made a comment earlier, it just makes us think twice about throwing anything out the window, you know. Hope everybody else gets the same message.
This is the first time Dick Schmitz joined the city cleanup.
Janesville's always seemed like a real clean town, and just decided to pitch in and try to help clean up.
And anything we can help to clean up the country or our particular areas, it makes me feel kind of good.
Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Janesville.
The Rock County Bureau for WISC-TV was in the basement of the Rock County Airport's terminal. When a proposal was made for improvements to the state's fourth busiest airport, I was there.
Apex Airlines left in 1989, the last in a line of commuter airlines trying to make a go of it from Rock County.
Our geographic location here, I don't think we'll ever see another airline in and out of here, so we need to take care of the people that are here.
Even without commercial traffic, the airport has a big impact on the area, an estimated $20 million injection into the local economy. To boost it, airport and county officials want to improve it. The plans call for new hangars for corporate aircraft, developing what's been a good business for Rock County into a big business.
We're the fourth or fifth busiest in the state of Wisconsin, a lot because of corporation use.
The plan also recommends more small hangars for private planes. On some weekends, there are 600 takeoffs and landings here. A private pilot magazine readers poll voted the airport restaurant as one of the best in the country. This is just a plan on paper for now. It would require county approval and federal and state funding to get off the ground. Federal and state dollars would likely pay for most of the proposals. In the first 5 years of the plan, the cost to Rock County taxpayers is estimated at $2.80 a person. Dave Mossner, WISC News 3, Rock County.
That's it for this look at a variety of South Wisconsin stories on vintage video. Thanks for joining me. I'm David Mossner. See you next time.